Ladies and gentlemen, every one of us has dreams, ambitions, and desires. Yet for many, those dreams remain just that, dreams. The difference between those who achieve their deepest desires and those who do not often comes down to understanding a few fundamental truths about human motivation, action, and mindset. Today, I want to share with you 5 powerful secrets that can transform the way you pursue what you truly desire in life. The first secret is clarity of purpose. Imagine setting out on a journey without knowing your destination. Every step you take might move you forward, but without a clear sense of direction, you risk wandering endlessly. When you define exactly what you desire and why it matters to you, you ignite a clarity that guides every decision, every action, and every choice you make. It's not enough to say, "I want success." You need to understand what success looks like, why it matters to you, and how it aligns with your values. Purpose acts as a compass that ensures every effort contributes to a meaningful outcome. The second secret is belief in your potential. Human beings are capable of far more than they often realize. Self-doubt is one of the most powerful barriers to achieving what you desire. When you cultivate a mindset of possibility, you start to see opportunities where others see obstacles. This isn't mere optimism. It's a deliberate choice to recognize your own strengths, nurture your skills, and embrace challenges as stepping stones rather than roadblocks. Belief in yourself fuels persistence, creativity, and resilience. The third secret is consistent, focused action. Desire alone without action is just a dream. Many people know what they want, but they fail to act in a way that consistently moves them closer to it. The key is not just to take action, but to take the right kind of action repeatedly over time. Focused effort, even in small increments, compounds into progress that becomes undeniable. Every decision should be evaluated against your goals. Ask yourself, does this action bring me closer to what I truly desire? If it does, commit to it fully. If it doesn't, release it and redirect your energy. The fourth secret is embracing failure as a teacher. One of the greatest misconceptions about success is that it is a straight path. The truth is, setbacks, mistakes, and failures are essential parts of the journey. They are signals that provide information, lessons, and opportunities to improve. When you stop fearing failure and start analyzing it objectively, you gain insights that accelerate your progress. Each failure becomes a stepping stone, a guidepost that brings you closer to what you desire, rather than a reason to quit. The fifth and final secret is alignment with values and relationships. We live in a world of distractions, pressures, and conflicting priorities. The people you surround yourself with, the environment you cultivate, and the principles you uphold have a profound impact on your ability to achieve your desires. Aligning your actions with your core values ensures that your pursuit is sustainable, meaningful, and fulfilling. Equally, nurturing relationships that support and challenge you positively creates a network that reinforces your growth and keeps you accountable. When you combine clarity of purpose, belief in your potential, consistent action, learning from failure, and alignment with your values and relationships, you create a powerful framework. This framework not only propels you toward your desires, but also ensures that the journey is as enriching as the destination. Remember, what you truly desire in life is never out of reach. It is always waiting on the other side of clarity, courage, consistency, learning, and alignment. Commit to these principles, live them daily, and watch as your desires shift from dreams into reality. 5 keynotes of the speech Clarity of Purpose provides direction and focus in pursuit of desires. Belief in your potential fuels persistence, resilience, and creativity. Consistent, focused action transforms dreams into tangible results. Embracing failure as a teacher accelerates growth and insight. Alignment with values and relationships ensures sustainable and meaningful success. Clarity of purpose is one of the most overlooked yet powerful elements in achieving what you truly desire in life. Too often, people approach their goals with a vague sense of ambition, hoping that motivation alone will carry them forward. They may say, "I want to be successful," or "I want to be happy," without pausing to define what those words actually mean to them personally. Success and happiness are not one size. fits all experiences. They are deeply individual. Without clarity, your actions can become scattered, your energy diluted, and your momentum lost. Clarity of purpose is the difference between moving aimlessly and moving intentionally, and it begins with a simple question: what exactly do I want, and why do I want it? Understanding your why is not a philosophical exercise, it is the foundation of every decision you make. It shapes the choices you commit to and influences the actions you take every day. When your purpose is clearly defined, every task, every conversation, and every effort becomes a deliberate step towards something meaningful, rather than a series of random or reactive behaviors. This kind of clarity creates a mental map. Think about it like planning a journey. You wouldn't set off on a long trip without knowing your destination. The clearer you are about where you are heading, the easier it becomes to navigate obstacles and stay on course. Without it, you might still move, but your progress could lead you in circles, leaving you exhausted, frustrated, and unfulfilled. Clarity also gives you the ability to prioritize effectively. Life is full of distractions, options, and competing demands. When your purpose is murky, every opportunity looks equally important, and you risk spreading yourself too thin. When your purpose is clear, it becomes a filter through which all decisions pass. You can easily distinguish what aligns with your goals and what does not, allowing you to focus your energy on what truly matters. Beyond focus and prioritization, clarity of purpose fuels motivation in a way that temporary inspiration cannot. Motivation that comes from fleeting excitement or external pressure is fragile and short-lived. Purpose-driven motivation, however, taps into a deeper level of internal commitment. When you know exactly why your goal matters to you, it provides a reason to persevere even when the journey becomes difficult or exhausting. It is this sense of purpose that sustains effort when the initial enthusiasm fades. Clarity also strengthens your ability to communicate your goals to others. When you are precise about what you want and why you want it, you naturally attract support, mentorship, and collaboration from people who resonate with your vision. Ambiguity, on the other hand, often creates confusion or even discourages potential allies from joining you on your path. Another critical aspect of clarity is self-awareness. Defining your purpose forces you to reflect on your values, your strengths, your passions, and the impact you want to make. This level of self-understanding allows you to pursue goals that are authentic to who you are, rather than chasing aspirations imposed by society, peers, or external expectations. When your goals are rooted in authenticity, your drive becomes sustainable and your achievements feel deeply satisfying. Finally, clarity of purpose brings resilience. Life is unpredictable and challenges are inevitable. When you encounter setbacks, doubt, or failure, it is easy to lose direction if your purpose is unclear. A well-defined purpose acts as an anchor, keeping you grounded, reminding you why you started, and guiding you back onto your path no matter how strong the currents of distraction or adversity may be. In essence, clarity of purpose is not just about knowing what you want. It is about understanding the deeper meaning behind your desires, creating a mental map for action, and providing a filter for decision making. It transforms vague ambition into deliberate, purposeful movement. With clarity, every step becomes intentional, every effort meaningful, and the journey toward your desires becomes focused, energized, and resilient. Belief in your potential is the invisible force that separates those who achieve extraordinary results from those who settle for mediocrity. Every human being possesses remarkable capabilities, yet far too many limit themselves before they have even begun. Doubt, fear, and the habit of comparing oneself to others often cloud our perception of what is possible. The first step in unlocking your potential is acknowledging that you are capable of more than you currently realize. This belief is not arrogance or blind optimism. It is a deliberate recognition of your strengths, your capacity to learn, and your ability to overcome obstacles. When you genuinely believe in your potential, you begin to see possibilities where others see barriers. Opportunities that might have been dismissed as too difficult or out of reach suddenly become challenges that excite rather than intimidate. Belief in yourself fuels action because it creates a mindset where effort feels meaningful rather than futile. This mindset shapes how you approach tasks, challenges, and relationships. Instead of shrinking away from risk, you embrace it as a natural part of growth. Instead of fearing failure, you view it as feedback that guides your next step. When you trust in your ability to grow and adapt, you build resilience that allows you to persist even when results are not immediate. The development of this belief often begins with self-awareness. You must take stock of your skills, your experiences, and your unique attributes. Everyone has a set of talents, perspectives, and qualities that, when leveraged intentionally, can create extraordinary outcomes. Recognizing your strengths helps you approach challenges with confidence and allows you to identify areas where growth will have the greatest impact. Alongside self-awareness, belief in your potential is reinforced through small wins and incremental progress. Every time you set a goal and follow through, every time you push past a fear or hesitation, your confidence compounds. These victories may seem minor in isolation, but together they form a foundation of self-trust that makes you willing to tackle increasingly ambitious goals. Another essential element is reframing failures and setbacks. People who lack belief in their potential often interpret mistakes as proof of inadequacy. In contrast, those who truly believe in themselves see failures as opportunities to learn and improve. Each setback becomes a lesson, each challenge a chance to prove to yourself that you are capable of adapting, growing, and succeeding. The power of belief in your potential also extends to how you interact with the world. When you carry a deep sense of self, trust, and capability, it naturally inspires confidence in others. Opportunities, mentorship, and support are often drawn toward those who demonstrate belief in themselves, because people are naturally attracted to those who act from a place of competence and assurance. Furthermore, belief in your potential is a daily practice, not a one-time decision. It requires consistent reinforcement through positive self-talk, visualization of success, and intentional action. Each day offers a chance to remind yourself of your capabilities, to challenge limiting beliefs, and to expand the boundaries of what you consider possible. Over time, this practice reshapes your self-image, aligning it more closely with your true capacity rather than your fears or doubts. In essence, belief in your potential is the foundation of all achievement. It transforms uncertainty into courage, hesitation into action, and challenges into opportunities. Without it, even the clearest purpose or the most ambitious goal may falter, because without self-belief, motivation weakens and persistence diminishes. But when you cultivate unwavering faith in your ability to grow, adapt, and succeed, you unlock a reservoir of energy, creativity, and resilience that propels you toward your desires, often beyond what you initially imagined possible. Consistent, focused action is the bridge between dreams and reality, the practical mechanism through which desires transform into achievements. Many people have grand visions and strong intentions, yet they struggle to make meaningful progress because their actions are scattered, reactive, or inconsistent. Desire alone, no matter how passionate, cannot bring results. Without deliberate action, goals remain abstract, distant ideas rather than tangible outcomes. What differentiates those who achieve their ambitions from those who do not is not luck or innate talent, but the ability to consistently channel effort toward clearly defined objectives. Taking consistent action requires discipline and the courage to prioritize long-term goals over immediate comfort or distraction. It is about making decisions daily that align with what you truly want, even when the task is tedious, challenging, or unglamorous. This approach compels you to evaluate every choice through the lens of progress. Does this step move me closer to my goal, or does it merely fill time? Focused action also requires clarity of purpose and an understanding of priorities. Life presents countless opportunities, tasks, and demands on your attention. Without a guiding framework, energy is easily dispersed on activities that do not contribute meaningfully to your goals. When action is guided by purpose, each effort becomes intentional, each task a strategic investment of your time and energy. Another crucial element of consistent action is breaking larger goals into smaller, manageable steps. Grand aspirations can feel overwhelming when viewed in totality, causing procrastination, doubt, or inertia. By identifying the incremental actions that build toward the larger objective, you create a structured path forward. These smaller steps provide measurable progress, build confidence, and sustain motivation over time. Moreover, consistent action generates momentum. Once you begin moving in a focused direction, progress compounds. Small efforts repeated over time lead to significant results, often exceeding initial expectations. Momentum also reinforces discipline, as the habit of taking deliberate steps becomes ingrained, making it easier to continue even when motivation wanes. Focused action is not merely about quantity, but quality. It is about doing the right things in the right way, rather than being busy for the sake of busyness. Many people confuse activity with productivity, filling their days with tasks that create the illusion of progress without actually advancing their goals. Focused action is intentional, targeted, and strategic, ensuring that each effort moves you meaningfully closer to what you desire. It also requires resilience and adaptability. Obstacles, setbacks, and unexpected challenges are inevitable. Those who practice consistent action learn to adjust their approach without losing sight of their objectives. Flexibility in method does not mean compromising the goal. It means remaining committed to progress while adapting to reality. Furthermore, accountability strengthens consistent action. Tracking progress, setting deadlines, and seeking feedback create external and internal pressures that reinforce commitment. When you measure your actions against clear criteria, it becomes evident whether you are moving forward or merely spinning in place, prompting course corrections as needed. Finally, the practice of consistent, focused action fosters self-confidence and mastery. Each completed step, no matter how small, affirms your ability to take charge of your life and produce results. Over time, this pattern of disciplined effort builds not only tangible achievements, but also a mindset rooted in competence, control, and persistence. In essence, consistent, focused action is the engine of progress. It transforms abstract desire into concrete reality, ensures purposeful use of time and energy, and creates the momentum that carries you toward your aspirations. Without it, even the clearest purpose and strongest belief in potential remain dormant. With it, every day becomes an opportunity to move closer to the life you envision, turning intention into accomplishment and dreams into measurable success. Embracing failure as a teacher is one of the most powerful, yet often misunderstood, secrets to achieving what you truly desire in life. From an early age, many of us are conditioned to avoid mistakes, to fear criticism, and to view failure as a reflection of our inadequacy. This mindset creates a significant barrier to growth because it conditions us to play it safe, avoid risk, and remain within the confines of what feels comfortable. Yet, the truth is that failure is not the opposite of success. It is an essential part of it. Every person who has achieved something meaningful has faced setbacks, missteps, and moments when things did not go as planned. The key difference is how they perceive and respond to those moments. When you embrace failure as a teacher, you shift from a mindset of fear to one of curiosity. Instead of asking, "Why did this happen to me?" you ask, "What can I learn from this experience?" This subtle but powerful shift in perspective transforms obstacles into opportunities for insight, growth, and improvement. Failure provides information. Each mistake highlights gaps in knowledge, weaknesses in strategy, or areas where skills need refinement. By carefully analyzing these experiences, you gain a roadmap for improvement. Ignoring failure or treating it as something shameful only leaves you repeating the same mistakes, stuck in cycles that prevent progress. When you see failure as feedback rather than judgment, it becomes a guide rather than a barrier. Embracing failure also builds resilience. Life is unpredictable, and challenges are inevitable. Those who fear failure are often the first to give up when results are not immediate, whereas those who learn from it develop perseverance. They understand that a single setback does not define their ability or limit their potential. Every failure becomes a rehearsal for success, a chance to adjust, adapt, and strengthen resolve. Moreover, the experience of failing and learning instills humility and self-awareness. It forces you to confront your assumptions, examine your decisions, and consider perspectives you may have overlooked. This kind of reflective practice cultivates wisdom and better judgment, enabling you to make more informed and effective choices in the future. Another important aspect of embracing failure is experimentation. Success rarely comes from a single attempt or formula. It often requires testing multiple approaches, exploring alternatives, and taking calculated risks. When failure is no longer feared, you become more willing to experiment, innovate, and challenge the status quo. You begin to see every attempt as valuable, regardless of the outcome, because each one contributes to your understanding and brings you closer to your goal. Additionally, embracing failure encourages growth in emotional intelligence. When setbacks occur, it is natural to feel disappointment, frustration, or self-doubt. Those who treat failure as a teacher learn to manage these emotions, respond constructively, and maintain focus on long-term objectives. Emotional regulation becomes a skill, allowing you to act rather than react, and to use adversity as a catalyst for growth. Failure also teaches patience. Real success is rarely instant. It is the product of sustained effort, learning, and adaptation. Each failure reinforces the lesson that progress takes time, persistence, and repeated refinement of approach. In essence, embracing failure as a teacher transforms the way you interact with the world. It turns obstacles into lessons, mistakes into tools, and setbacks into stepping stones. When you accept that failure is not a verdict but a guide, you unlock a level of courage, creativity, and resilience that allows you to pursue your desires boldly and intelligently. Rather than avoiding challenges, you seek them as opportunities to learn, evolve, and strengthen your capacity to succeed. Alignment with values and relationships is a cornerstone of achieving what you truly desire in life, yet it is frequently overlooked in the pursuit of goals. Many people focus solely on the actions they take, the skills they develop, or the strategies they employ, without considering whether those efforts are in harmony with their deepest principles and the people around them. The problem with misalignment is that even the most dedicated effort can feel exhausting, unsatisfying, or ultimately unsustainable. True progress comes when your actions resonate with your core values and when your relationships support rather than hinder your growth. Values are the compass that guides every decision you make. When your goals and actions are aligned with what you genuinely believe in, you move with clarity and purpose, rather than merely chasing external approval or superficial rewards. This alignment ensures that the effort you invest is meaningful and that your successes contribute to a life that feels authentic. When your goals contradict your values, even small achievements can leave you feeling empty or conflicted. Relationships play an equally critical role in the pursuit of desires. Human beings are inherently social, and the people we spend time with profoundly influence our mindset, energy, and focus. Surrounding yourself with individuals who inspire, challenge, and support you creates an environment that nurtures growth. Conversely, relationships that drain energy, instill doubt, or encourage complacency can subtly sabotage progress, no matter how clear your goals or how strong your abilities. Alignment requires intentional reflection. You must take the time to identify what truly matters to you, the principles that guide your behavior, and the kind of impact you want to have on the world. This self-awareness allows you to make choices that are consistent with your values, rather than reacting impulsively to circumstances or external expectations. Similarly, assessing your relationships and environment helps you determine who and what deserves your time and energy. When you consciously invest in connections that elevate your growth and diminish or disengage from those that hinder it, you cultivate a network that propels you forward. Alignment also reinforces resilience. Life inevitably presents challenges, and situations often arise that test your commitment to your goals. When your actions are aligned with your values and your relationships are supportive, you have a strong foundation to weather setbacks. You are less likely to be swayed by temporary difficulties, criticism, or pressure to compromise because your direction is grounded in authenticity and reinforced by people who genuinely support your journey. Furthermore, alignment fosters consistency and integrity. When your actions reflect your principles and your network encourages positive growth, it is easier to maintain disciplined behavior, make ethical decisions, and stay committed to long-term objectives. This consistency, in turn, builds trust in yourself and in your relationships, creating a virtuous cycle of credibility and momentum. Alignment also enhances focus. Life offers countless distractions, and without a clear sense of what aligns with your values, it is easy to chase priorities that seem urgent but are ultimately irrelevant. When you have clarity on your principles and consciously engage with relationships that support them, decision-making becomes simpler and more effective. You instinctively invest your time and energy where it matters most, reducing wasted effort and amplifying results. Finally, alignment creates fulfillment. Achieving desires is not solely about reaching milestones. It is about experiencing growth, satisfaction, and meaning along the journey. When your actions are consistent with your values and supported by constructive relationships, every step toward your goals feels purposeful. You do not merely accumulate achievements, you cultivate a life that resonates with authenticity, impact, and personal satisfaction. In essence, alignment with values and relationships transforms the pursuit of your desires into a holistic, sustainable, and deeply rewarding process. It ensures that success is not just measurable but meaningful, that progress is not just external but internal, and that the journey is as enriching as the destination. By consciously aligning your choices, actions, and connections with your principles, you create a foundation that supports not only the achievement of your desires, but also the fulfillment and purpose that make those achievements truly worthwhile. As we reflect on these 5 powerful secrets: clarity of purpose, belief in your potential, consistent focused action, embracing failure as a teacher, and alignment with your values and relationships, it becomes clear that achieving what you truly desire in life is not about luck, chance, or waiting for the perfect moment. It is about intentionality, courage, and perseverance. Each secret reinforces the others. Clarity guides your actions, belief fuels your persistence, focused effort turns dreams into reality, failure teaches invaluable lessons, and alignment ensures your journey is meaningful and sustainable. When you commit to living these principles daily, you transform your desires from abstract ideas into attainable realities. The life you envision is not a distant possibility. It is waiting for you to take deliberate steps toward it. Start today, act with purpose, trust in yourself, embrace challenges as opportunities, and surround yourself with what and who elevates you. Your potential is limitless, and your desires are achievable. All that remains is for you to take that first step and never stop moving forward.